Good morning, Marco. This is the Good Morning Marco podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Kraley.
I'm Ryan Sullivan.
And today we have a special guest.
Tristian Ashby.
Tristan, it is wonderful to have you on the podcast. It feels like old times to have an Ashby back on the podcast. So you're the only of the three that I've never had on a podcast before.
Oh, wow.
Because I had Heidi and Marley on
my gosh.
podcast episodes plenty of times before, back in the Pickle Jar podcast days.
Wow.
But
yeah.
Tristan, so wonderful to have you as owner and operator of the Bean Cafes.
Congratulations.
We're here. We wanted to do this episode so much earlier, but you know, the best laid plans of mice and men often go wrong. And Milton sort of had some things to say about that. But we are here at the lovely Bean Trolley Cafe, and we're having a great time today.
That's right.
Yeah, it truly looks really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I love being able to see it from the street and just immediately know that's the Bean.
Yeah.
Thank you. All design credit and everything has to go to my wife, Haley. She is the brain and the mastermind of the look, the feel, and the vibe
of the Bean.
For the Bean.
Because I don't know if you can tell, but I am really, really passionate about like the graphic design element of stuff like that. And Haley's done a very good job. All the graphics and stuff, all the socials. You've got one of the best social medias out of any like business in the area, and I
Thank you.
highly respect that. So let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Tristan, one thing, since you as a fan of the podcast know this, first thing that we ask all of our guests is for just an elevator pitch to
absolutely.
give us who you are in as short of terms as possible in what you would tell someone the length of an elevator ride.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Tristian Ashby. I've lived on Marco since 2009. I have my beautiful wife, Haley, and two kids who are almost 2 and 3 years old. And we live on Marco. My parents live on Marco. Amy and Paul Ashby. My dad is a school resource officer on the island at MIA. And we've been like super involved in the community living on Marco, and it's just been like a really awesome time. Yeah, we are a family. We are Christians. That's huge for the Bean. We are a Christian company. So basically every set of values that we have comes straight from the Bible.
That's great. I saw. Wait, is it on the cups as well? I thought it. Oh, it's on the other one.
So we actually we ran out of the one cup that we had. So it does say, I think on our 16-ounce ones right now, it says Coffee Community Christ. So one of the things that the mission of this trolley is to bring Christ to the community through coffee. So that's kind of at the core of where we are.
If you check our Jolly Bridge episode.
Yes, yeah, we had him on there. This is once again, branding is so on point.
They are really cool cups. I love how they are very strong. They don't kind of like wiggle when you pick them up.
Thank you. We did pay for that. Yes. We wanted to make sure we had a quality cup for a quality product.
So I love that, Tristan. That's great. As a fellow Christian, I love when people especially are using their businesses as another form of ministry, really, because, I mean, not all of us are called to preach. Some are called, some are sent, others picked up a microphone and went. And actually just using your business to further the kingdom is admirable, and I really like that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I want to get a little bit into the story of the Bean.
Yeah.
It's a whole family business. I know everybody is involved in some way, shape, or form. Whose idea was it in the first place?
I honestly don't even know how. So the idea of starting a business and having a family business was definitely on my mom's heart. It's been on her heart for many years. It's been on my wife's heart and on my heart. So we've all wanted to have our own business. Now, whose idea was it for the coffee and donut shop? I actually don't even remember who originally came up with that idea. But I just know it just kind of happened. Because there's, on Marco Island, as you know, we have Starbucks, we have Dunkin' Donuts, and Wake Up Marco. Those are the three primary coffee shops. And most cities, as I remember in the one episode you said Marco is a medium city.
Yes.
Most
I had
medium
no idea.
cities have more than just 3 local coffee shops.
Right.
And 2 of which are not local. They're major franchises.
Right.
So our goal is to bring really good, high quality, locally roasted coffee to the Marco Island community and donuts. Because other than Dunkin' Donuts, there are no donuts on the island.
Right. Yeah, no, the best other option you have is 7-Eleven and
Yes.
Winn-Dixie and Publix, which, I mean, don't sleep on Winn-Dixie donuts, but still.
To carry on with the story of the bean, when did you guys first officially kind of start doing like the farmers market or traveling
Yeah.
around? Because you guys did that for a while before having a physical
We did,
location.
yes. So it began in August of 2023 was actually when we became like an LLC. Like we became like a real business, legit, we're paying taxes, like all of those things. And our first event, we had our coffee cart. So we had a series of coffee carts, and we actually have 3 total right now. And we started doing little events. And so our first event was actually the YMCA 5K and Fall Festival in October of 2023. And then the farmers market began that November. And so from that November on, we've been doing events at least 1 to 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 times a week with our coffee cart, working towards the goal of getting a brick and mortar, or in this case, a permanent location.
Right. One that's not so mobile.
Yeah. So this week the farmers market starts, and I was
Yes.
wondering, will you guys be there?
We will be there.
Awesome.
So
Wait.
this year, our location, I think it's going to be a little different. So we're going to be closer towards the bathroom side of the market in the food court area. So we're going to be towards the bathroom. So if you're looking for us, walk to the food court and go towards the bathrooms, and you'll be sure to see the bean to pick up some really good coffee and donuts.
Very cool. So I'm just enjoying the Ohio
I was gonna say,
Bowl for a
what it?
second.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. So how long was it from like concept to actually like, I'm trying to think of a better way to say boots on the ground. From like we're going to start a coffee company to we're going to call it the Bean to we're doing the YMCA 5K.
Yeah, so I want to say it began in the end of July. So it was
just
July
like a
of
month.
2023. So in the time frame of 1 month, from both my mom and I were working full-time jobs. We actually quit our jobs to pursue having our own business. Haley was a stay-at-home mom with our, at the time, 1 and 2-year-old, which was very overwhelming. So we quit our jobs. We've been living on our savings to get the business going, and
Right.
it's been amazing, though. Like, we were able to spend so much more quality time with our kids and time together as a family than ever before. But we still are working probably 16 plus hour days right now.
Right.
Like from the second you wake up to the second you go to bed, and then it's 7 days a week. On Sundays, we are closed here at the Trolley and go to church, but right after church, either we get to take an hour nap or we go right back at it.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible. So it's been just over a year now since this journey has started. Did you expect that it would be where it is right now at this time?
I don't think we did. I know that we were excited to see how the mobile side of the business was going, as far as like our coffee cart and popping up at events and the farmers market. And we've been at the Children's Museum of Naples quite a few times. We're actually there this Saturday, but I'm sure by the time the podcast comes out, it'll be the past Saturday. But so we did not expect to be as consistent and getting booked for catering and popping up and selling coffee and donuts as often as we do.
Right.
With your catering, how would people like reach out to you guys to request something like that? Do you still offer that?
We do, yeah. So our website, Haley also built the website. So she built the social media, built the marketing, the design.
The
and
website's really nice.
She built
too.
the website too. It's just thebeancafes.com. And we actually have an fillable email form, so you just describe your event and everything and what you're looking for, and then we'll get back to you with our full catering binder, different pricing options, and we have complete customization of our coffee carts too. So we can custom brand the coffee cups with if it's for a business, with your business logo. We can vinyl wrap our coffee
nice.
cart.
That's so cool.
So everything can be tailored to exactly what you want.
We'll have to do a Good Morning Marco live show at some point.
That would be so
with,
cool.
Catered by the Bean. That's in the cards at some point. I want to do a live show at the band show at some point. We'll see in the not too distant future. Well, probably distant future. We'll see. So, what have been some of the biggest challenges with getting starting your own business and starting the mobile cafes and starting the Trolley?
You know, honestly, money.
Well, okay.
I think everyone knows, like, okay, to start your own business, like, it takes a lot of money. But then, like, once you actually do it, you're like, there's a million things on a daily. So it's kind of funny. So my mom probably spends 2 to 3 hours a day ordering supplies, ordering like different things that we need, and then going through and making sure that we're stocked on certain things. And so that is huge, and I don't think we realize that. And then just the initial like startup cost on like the initial investment, and then plus the day-to-day operations. Right. And thankfully, like, the Lord has been so good to us and like provided literally every step of the way just enough what we needed at the right time to get us to where we are.
It always seems to work out like that, doesn't it?
It always works out like that. So yeah, definitely, like, money was like, you know, that's the hardest part of the whole business. Okay, take aside having a 2 and a 3 year old and running a business with like building a business with 3 people, you know.
What is everyone's role in the business? Yeah,
so I'll start with my mom. She actually is the recipe curator. So she comes up with all the recipes for example, Jordan's drinking.
God bless her.
She's drinking our signature white chocolate mocha cold brew latte.
It's really delicious.
Everything about that drink has been like tested probably 15 times. Making sure we get the ratios right, making sure we get everything perfect, so it's the best possible cup of coffee you could have. So she has a big role in that. She's the person that does the bookwork. So the headache kind of stuff of taxes and all of that, she keeps us together on all that. She handles pretty much all the money, you know, managing like the accounts and everything. And then she also is working in the Trolley. All 3 of us take turns working in the Trolley.
Right.
Because we're still like trying to get more staff trained up and stuff. We have an awesome employee right now. We've had a couple employees through mobile. But yeah, and then Haley is the graphic designer, marketing director, the feel, the look, the vibe, all of that. She comes up with most of the ideas of if we introduce like new products. So she has like the ideas, and then I am kind of like the doer. Yeah. So like if something needs done,
you could say that Haley is the big picture and you're the day-to-day.
Yes. Like figuring out how the little things work.
I was hoping that reference wouldn't have been lost on you.
Yes. Jim and Michael.
Yes.
However, there is always overlap.
Yeah.
And then it gets argued what's big picture and what's day to day.
Yeah.
But I mean, she obviously is very involved in day to day. She also is the maker of the donuts. So she does all the design, the customization there. So there's a lot of jobs that we each have, but Haley always hops in. My mom always hops in wherever's needed. And then I'm kind of like, for example, we use nitrogen to push through all our kegs for our nitro cold brew. Everyone else is afraid to touch it, so I'm I had to learn something new for the first time in my life, how nitrogen and gas tanks and regulators work. So
what's been your favorite part about doing this so far?
Probably the connections in the community of the business. So whether it's been at the farmers market and having those regulars, or even the people that have followed us from day one. So I don't know if I said this, but before we had the coffee cart, we did mobile ordering of donuts, and
I remember
you could buy cold brew by the half gallon. And so we did that from day one before we had our coffee cart delivered and after it was being custom built. And there's been people that have followed us from day one that are still like repeat orders. They constantly like come, and just that community that we have and the relationships we've built, that's been really exciting. And then when you're at the coffee cart, I'm like the main barista. When I'm making drinks and handing people their drink and they're like, oh, this is so good, it's just like very rewarding. Like, it's really exciting to be able to have like a really fun experience and to share that with people.
You had mentioned the half gallon.
Yes.
What inspired you guys to do that? Because I've never heard anywhere sell like a half gallon of coffee.
It was, so we work we work out of a commercial kitchen. So there's a lot of like obstacles we have to go through to get everything to work together. And it's easiest to do coffee delivery by the half gallon. So like, for example, at the Trolley, you can do mobile ordering soon and order and get it picked up. But on Marco, because we don't have a location there right now, we can't, we can't just make a coffee and then deliver the coffee. So it all has to be like pre-made, you know.
Right.
Now we make everything. We do stuff in the commercial kitchen and the Trolley, and so like everything has to be prepared. So it's hard to make like individual drinks and bring it from Naples to Marco.
Right.
Really fair.
Which I remember. I was at first for the our coffee ranking episode. I was like, oh dang, I gotta order a full gallon of coffee because I'm getting
Number 7, number 5,
number 7, number 1, number 4, number 2, number 6, number 5, number 3. Which I've said that probably on every podcast.
I think so.
That we've done since.
I've been listening, Ryan.
Yeah, and number 7 was of course the bean, which means that it was the 7th cup that we tried, but it was ranked number 1. Because honestly, the second that in the blind taste test video, the second that hit my taste buds, I was just like, where have you been my whole life? That's a question. Were you able to how long was the process of finding the right coffee? Because I mean, I could say I was a part of the process for the hot coffee.
You were, yes.
It was super secretive.
You were part of the process for a hot coffee at the Bean Trolley Cafe.
Yes.
So over the last year, well, before we had the coffee cart, before we did the coffee delivery, we were Googling like local roasters near us, and this one roaster that we sampled, we ordered I think 6 sample bags of different single origin coffees, and almost everything he has is organic. It's always all single origin, and it's always fresh and locally roasted. So our roaster is Grumpy Goat Coffee Roasters out of Bonita Springs. We are just overwhelmingly like satisfied with the quality of coffee, and he is also very willing to work around our schedule if we are running low on coffee. He has told us that he will come in at 3 a.m. and start roasting beans if we need him to.
Good man. That's cool. That's great to have such a good partner.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, because I mean, it shows when people are really good business people and they have a really good product, that's a friend that you want to have for life.
Absolutely.
I would still support you guys even if the coffee sucked. Because like, you people are my friends, and like I would say family, because I mean like back in 2016 I was basically living at y'all's house for an entire summer. But
that's funny.
Yeah, no matter what, like every knee shall bow. This is the best coffee I've ever had.
Well, thank you.
Like,
yeah,
I can't complain.
Part of that too is it's all fresh. So we don't let beans sit on a shelf more than like 2 weeks. So
Really?
From the time that we pick up our order, so we go up to Bonita multiple times a week at this point.
Right.
Thank you for our roaster. I know it's a lot for you. But these last minute text messages, hey, can you roast this? But no, from the time that the beans are roasted typically to when we actually brew the coffee, it's about a week.
Wow.
So everything is very fresh. So it's not like sitting on a grocery store shelf for 6 months.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So you guys do have other drinks other than coffee. You guys have Lotus Energy, correct?
We do.
What inspired you guys to do something outside of the coffee realm?
So that was my mom. Like I said before, she is the recipe person. And she kind of just was looking into it. I don't know, when you start a business, you look up other businesses that are similar and see what they've done and what looks exciting and what doesn't look exciting. And one of the things we've seen that's kind of started, there isn't anywhere near us that offers these drinks.
I've only ever found one other place that sells it, and it's like 20 miles north.
Okay, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Urban?
It's a kava bar.
Oh, a kava
Rabbit
bar.
Huh?
The
Interesting.
rabbit hole?
Kava
Bonita?
Love.
Oh, I didn't know Kava Love had that.
Kava Love has Lotus. It's not as good though. That's the
Okay,
only thing.
yeah. Interesting. So, but it's still kind of a newer idea to this
Right.
area, especially in Southwest Florida. Like, it's not like known. So the Lotus plant-based energy drinks are awesome. So the difference between these drinks and a Monster or a Red Bull or everything is this is clean caffeine. So that means it comes from green coffee beans. The energy that you get in it isn't just from the caffeine. So in a regular Lotus drink that we have, it's about 120 milligrams of caffeine.
Wow.
Plus, there's also elderberry, there's ashwagandha root, there's like 4 other plants in there. There's cascara, which is the coffee fruit. So there's an extract from that in there. So it's a base that we make all of our Lotus energy drinks out of. Nothing is made in a factory or in a lab. It's like, I mean, I'm sure it's a factory, but it's not made in a lab, like synthetic
It's
caffeine.
not. It's like non-GMO. It's
Yes,
like all just,
exactly.
like, it's natural.
So it's natural energy. So, and the
RFK would be so happy.
he would be happy.
I'll take a half gallon of that if you got it.
So that's kind of something fun. And a lot of people don't like coffee. Like, we're in the coffee business, and we get a lot of people that are like, never had coffee.
Well,
it's similar to the counselors.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. How many people did we interview that had never tried coffee
At
before?
least like 3.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
So, coffee or tea?
Oh, coffee. Unless it's my grandma's sweet tea,
Ooh.
which we do sell here at the Trolley.
Oh, really?
It's called
Ooh.
GG Sweet Tea.
I saw that there's some of Gigi's crochet
She
like,
does.
stuff.
Those
Yeah.
are so cute.
Wait, can we grab one of those and put that on camera for a second? Okay.
Yeah.
Da, 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 and there it is. You're going to have to hold it up a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, absolutely. So here's one of Gigi's crocheted donuts. So now that she is retired, I think she's been retired for like 20-something years. But now that she's really retired, she crochets a lot.
Yeah.
And counter cross stitches. And so one thing that we're doing for fun to kind of like help her make a little bit more fun money is we're selling her crochet donuts here at
How
the
much
Trolley.
can you get those for?
So these are $20.
That's a really good
We're going to
price.
have them available here at the Trolley and at the farmers market.
That's so cool.
It's just kind of like something really fun and cute, and it's like a nice like little memento from the bean.
She should make a Benji the Bean crochet.
I was thinking that
She
too.
did make a cream stick, but we did sell the cream stick. So the
okay,
cream stick
okay.
was about twice the size of this one.
Oh, that's
And
so
it
cool.
was big.
Give her a section of the website so people can order them. They're
Yes.
so cute.
I can't
So what had inspired you guys to, instead of do your usual like brick and mortar place, why a Trolley?
Well, it kind of happened. So I want to say all of June and July 2024. So like almost a year into the business, Haley, my mom, and I have been driving around Marco Island every single day for at least an hour in the evenings, scouring the island for a place to put our coffee shop. And so we have really been looking. Hold on, we'll pause for 1 second if that's okay.
Go ahead.
We have an awesome
fact-
customer who brought us some duck eggs.
I might
Um,
I might see if I have sunglasses in the car so that I can get my energy levels back.
I'll have to say, like, sorry for the brief intermission. We had one of our regulars just brought us some duck eggs.
Some duck eggs?
Some duck eggs. Yeah.
That's unique. I love that.
Yeah. Are we back on?
Oh, we never stopped.
Oh, no way.
We keep
Okay.
recording. I just cut.
Oh,
You
amazing.
know, if you had to like clap again.
well, we could.
Claps.
Oh, okay. Oh, because
Okay.
you'll see the sound bar. Okay, gotcha.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
neat.
that's what that's for.
Awesome. Yeah, so we had a customer bring us some duck eggs.
Cool.
He's
And
he's probably come a few times a week now since we've been open, and he always goes to town on our donuts and coffee. So it's
Do
really
you guys
cool.
barter? You trade duck eggs for coffee?
We have not bartered before. This is the
barter.
first time he's brought us some duck eggs.
We got to go back to an agrarian like barter
Yes.
economy. That'd be
Okay,
great.
I will say, since we're on the topic, this is not derailing, but at events that we are at where there's other food vendors,
Uh-huh.
my favorite thing has been trading.
Mm.
So everyone wants to trade their food for our coffee and donuts. And I have to say it is the best deal because you're really only trading food cost and so are they.
Yeah.
So it's like cheaper than going through the hassle of money.
Right.
And everyone's happy.
That's so true.
So that's been a really cool experience.
So let's see. I've just got a couple more questions about the bean, and then I want to sort of transition into you, because I know you pretty well. Jordan barely knows you, and most of the people watching don't really know you all too well.
That's probably
either.
true.
We were wondering, where do you see the bean going in like the next year, 5 years? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. First, like, what's like the 1 year plan, or like the hopeful, I guess, 1 year,
Yeah.
and then like 5 years from now?
Yeah,
That's like
so-
a separate answer.
I will answer that question. It's kind of a different answer. So we're 1 year in now. We actually had a 5-year plan when we started the operation.
Oh, nice.
So starting back in August of 2023, our 5-year goal was 4 locations in 5 years.
Wow.
So we are currently 1 location in, 1 year in, and our hope is hopefully to open a new location starting every summer. So
Wow.
and then that's it. That's it. Like, after we get these locations, we're like, okay, we're good.
Rest on your laurels. And
Yes. So this is location number 1. We're hoping for 3 more locations. Our final location that we want it to be on Marco. I mean, it could be the next location, but honestly, with the price of everything on Marco,
yeah.
we need to get other locations to fund that location.
that's completely fair.
So Naples was a little easier.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's
Where's-
kind of where we want to be.
General area, where are you looking at? If that's not
On Marco?
well, I would just in general, the other like
So we're
other
wanting
3?
to stick pretty much here in, Southwest Florida. Like, we don't want to. We
right,
don't necessarily
right.
want
I
to
was
go
meaning
crazy.
like, what parts
but
of Naples generally are you looking
so we've done a lot of stuff at the Children's Museum.
at? Mm-hmm.
So maybe, which is kind of like North Collier,
Yeah.
ish, off of Mockley Road. So maybe something in that neck of the woods. We've had a lot of residents from Isle of Capri come, and they want us to pop up our coffee cart there.
Oh, really?
And so I don't know if that would be like a permanent thing, or maybe it would be like, we have a coffee cart
feel
stored
like
somewhere
having
on Isle
one
of Capri.
right here, and then having one on Marco and on Isles of Capri.
So you would think it'd be a little close, but I think that there's a lot of people that don't want to drive 15 minutes to get coffee.
I guess
They want to drive less than 5. And so we have thought about that, but that we're just throwing out, ideas. But it's just really where people have asked, and where we have like a lot of regulars. Like, every time we're at the Children's Museum, the people that are buying from us and getting coffee and donuts are the same people every time. And they're like, they seek the demand. And we've had a lot of people actually drive down from North Collier since we've opened the trolley, and come and get coffee and donuts here, because they're like, I really miss you guys. Like, it's,
I need my fix.
yeah. So I would say from there south to Marco, from like North Collier down to Marco. But like our community and like the people we know and love and stuff are Marco and East Naples. Is a lot of it. So
Very cool.
Would you try to do like buildings or other trolleys, or just kind of like mix it up and see what works where?
So this would probably be the only trolley. This only happened because my wife was driving down the road and saw a for lease sign. We texted the phone number on the board who was the owner, and within a week we signed the lease.
Wow.
So,
That's incredible.
so it was kind of like an accidental, like, oh, hey, let's check this out. And then after 2.5 months of renovation, it became a reality. But the future projects planned, we do want a drive-through. So that is big on the list. And
That'd be really cool.
our future plans are a more permanent, larger location, much larger variety, perhaps a little alcohol on the menu, kind of expanding in all directions.
Ooh.
So,
Full all day.
all day, open at 5 a.m., close at 12 p.m.
Get them
kinda.
bean espresso martinis, you know?
Oh,
Yes.
that'd be. My
So
mind is a globe.
That's
green
down.
with
That's
transient
down the
vapor
road.
convention.
That's down the road. We're working our way up, I feel. We started with mobile delivery with no permanent location.
Right.
Then we moved to a coffee cart, which is like the next step, starting at events. And then now we're at a trolley. So I feel like we're kind of like following a natural ladder of taking on what we can handle. And then we're like, okay, we feel comfortable here. Let's go to the next step.
Right.
So the next
Very
step
cool.
would probably be, something more permanent.
Very cool. So I think I love this conversation that we've had about the bean, but I want to transition a little bit less the bean, more to Tristian Ashby.
Okay.
So what was your original plan before the bean? Like, did you when you were like in high school, did you ever consider that
gosh.
you would be a
No.
business owner and running a coffee shop?
No, well, okay. I did work at Dunkin' Donuts, and I remember when I was 16 years old, and I was like, I would love to own or manage this place when I was 16. And then after that kind of went away like very quickly, and I was like, ooh, college, like let's go to college and have fun and get a degree. And
Communications.
I got a job. Yeah, communications, the easiest college degree you can get. Future potential employers, it's not easy. It's very hard. No, and then from there I worked at Walmart, and I actually had a dream of working for corporate Walmart, so working my way up the ladder there. Wanted to move to Bentonville, Arkansas, do all that. In college, I got really plugged into Ignite, which is a college ministry at Summit Church in Estero, and I got super involved in the church, and I loved it, and I went on a couple missions trips. On the second mission trip, I met my wife, Haley. We met.
I didn't know that was how y'all met.
We met in Costa Rica.
Really?
So
That's so funny because all I knew is that Keaton, Wesley, and I were playing Battlefield 1, and then Keaton goes, it's like, guys, Tristan's got a date this weekend. And we're like, how?
accurate. You're like, it's been years.
Yeah, I know.
He has a date. Does he even know his name? No. So we met in Costa Rica. We bonded over getting lost at sea while attempting to surf.
I can relate.
We had to have some big Costa Rican surfer dudes come out, and we had to hold their leash because we were like absolutely exhausted and thought we were gonna drown and die. We had to hold on, and they actually swam us back to shore. So that was our first bonding moment, and ever since then, we started dating like a month after that, and got married a year later. So, or engaged a year later, and then married like 2 months after that.
And then you guys got married during COVID, right?
We did. We did. We eloped on the beach on Marco.
I remember the Facebook live stream.
Yes, we Facebook live streamed for all the family everywhere. COVID just made things way too difficult, and getting married is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you do it the way we did, where you don't actually have like all the bells and whistles and people. People are expensive. That's what it is. And then it's
open
great
bars and stuff.
It's awesome.
Like $50,000 for open.
You pay me to
open
come
bar.
to the wedding.
The last wedding that I went to, their catering budget was $14,000.
Oh my gosh.
That was the second to last wedding.
Ryan, we had a wedding party. I believe you were there.
I was there, yeah.
And we bought hamburgers from Costco, and I spent the entire morning of that day grilling the hamburgers.
Yeah. And you didn't burn down the fence that time.
I did not burn down anything that day. So
I still find it funny. I drive by the old house every once in a while and see the patch.
Oh my gosh.
Of the replaced fence.
That was a time. It was an accident, but
Jordan, I'll fill you in on what happened.
I was gonna say, please.
yes.
There was this must have been what, 2016? No, it was probably
before,
2015.
maybe 2015.
Yeah, 2015 or so. And was there like a bonfire or a barbecue or something in the backyard?
Keaton and I dumped ashes from a little metal Walmart $25 fire pit in the backyard, slightly too close to the fence. We had to get up at 4:30 a.m. the next day for
fishing.
We
right?
volunteer for a nonprofit called the Joy of Giving. We've done it for, I think it was like 9 or 10, maybe 11, 12 years. And so we just happened to be up at the crack of dawn that day, and my dad looks out the back window, and the fence is missing. It's gone. And
completely burned to the ground overnight.
You can see right through the empty lot behind us, right to San Marco Road, and it was gone. And yeah, so it was fine. We ended up using the hose to put it out. It wasn't like a big fire, but it was enough to take down the fence. So
That is crazy.
I remember when Keaton called me the next day. It's like, Tristian burnt down the fence. That's so funny. So I just ate some Ohio rolls.
yes,
And you grew up in Canton, Ohio.
Yes.
Prior, what was it like moving? When did you move from Ohio to here?
Yeah, so we moved down here in 2009. I was 10 and a half when we moved down here. And I wasn't a huge fan at first because I hated the Florida heat, was not used to it.
Yeah.
And then after like 2 years of living here, I was like, this is awesome. Like, it was the best. Like, growing up on Marco Island is so unique because you can ride your bike everywhere. You have a lot more freedom than you do anywhere else in the country. It's a safe city, like it's a safe place.
It's the safest city in Florida.
The Good Morning Marco podcast does a great job at like kind of highlighting some of the features that we have on Marco, some of the awesome parks we have, and there's nowhere else like it. So growing up here was awesome. Ohio was great for the time that it was, because you could be outside like all year round. Like in the summer, you weren't dying. But I'm thankful that I live here.
Yeah, it's November and I'm currently dying, so it's.
I think I'm gonna have a tan line.
Yeah, I'm glad that this is our first Naples episode, so I can talk bad about the weather because it's not Marco Island. Everything on Marco Island is always great and I love it there, but Naples, I can complain about it. No, so. Transitioning, what was dang it,
I think
I
you
was
exhausted all your brain power looking for me this morning.
I think I did. Oh my goodness, yeah, no, Jordan was lost.
I was at home asleep.
No, because I had thought that we had all originally agreed we were going to start this at 10 a.m. And we had talked on the phone about starting it at 10 a.m. Apparently, we talked on the phone about starting it at 10:30. There was no paper trail until yesterday that we were starting at 10.
I looked through the text messages this morning and realized that, we never set a time.
Yeah, there was no paper trail.
It was just Friday morning.
Yeah.
That was it.
I mean, it worked. But then, at 8:45, or no, last night, I texted Jordan. It would be like, it's like you're going to meet me at the trolley at 10, right? Radio silence.
Oh my gosh.
And then and it's like I call Jordan this morning when I'm getting ready,
like 20 times,
like
via phone number, Instagrams,
from both my
boyfriend.
From my Instagram, from the podcast Instagram. I called your regular Instagram. I called you on Snapchat, and I called Poetic Paths as well. And then it was, I think that was what got it, because then I saw, like, immediately after I called you on
my
your
alarm went
Instagram.
off, and I woke up and I was like, why is he calling me on Instagram? And I was like, am I calling myself?
Well, because
it's Good
also,
Morning Marco? Like,
also
what?
I went to your house and your car wasn't there. So I was like, what happened to you? It's like, so then
now Ryan has my forever location.
Yeah. And so I went to all the places that I know that you're ever at, and I couldn't find you there.
Like, none of them are open yet.
I know, but still, I didn't know if maybe, who knows?
Oh, it's so good.
Maybe you were there filming something early in the morning for Dolphin Tiki.
Maybe. I mean, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So, hey, don't get all over me. I was concerned because, I mean, could I do the podcast on my own? Maybe. Do I want to do the podcast on my own? No.
You're never alone. God is always with you.
Yes. Well, I think today is actually evidence that I could not do this podcast on my own, because I have so many brain farts. I need to finish this thing, or else I'm not going to be able to finish this thing. What's your favorite thing about Marco Island?
Probably the community.
Yeah.
So, yeah, by far, hands down, the community, the people on Marco. As crazy as I know you had those election episodes and a lot of hate going around on Nextdoor and everywhere else.
I keep
that's the side of the community you only see online.
It's
like
the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
People you
it's
see
like that with everything. Like, not to get political, because I'm not going to actually mention anything political, but online you only see the most upset people.
Correct. In reality, when you go to Publix and you see 10 people everyone's happy. Like, it's every now and then, everyone has a day, but the people on Marco are pretty happy and kind, and you know them. Like, you go to Publix and you see someone that you've known since you've lived here. Like,
right.
I mean, you were pretty much born on the island.
I was, yeah. I think the best example of that is at the city council meeting that I went to.
Yes.
To present Jordan's idea for the other trolley.
The other trolley.
Did you guys have anything? Because like this opened like right when the trolley on Marco was a huge controversy.
Yes. So the trolley situation on Marco Island. If you're not familiar with it, clearly you've never been to Marco.
Go watch Good Morning Marco's vlog about the Marco Island's disaster, the trolley problem.
So people got that trolley confused with this trolley, which is located in East Naples, and this trolley does not move, folks. It doesn't go. It is on jack stands. There's no way that it would turn on. And people were threatening us on Facebook saying, Marco doesn't need this. This is awful. It's going to clog up the roads on our Bean Trolley Cafe Instagram page and on the Facebook page. And we're like, we're located in Naples and we're not that trolley.
We're a coffee shop, actually. Yeah. We're not going to be busing tourists up and down Collier Boulevard.
Exactly. There was a little confusion there.
That's so
But
funny.
It's okay. You were talking about the city council room when you went there.
Oh, yeah, no, when I went there, I ran into somebody that I had only spoken to on Nextdoor.
Oh, wow.
And she came up to me because she recognized me, of course.
Yeah.
She came up to me and she goes, it's like, hi, Ryan, I'm this name. I'm sorry if I've been mean to you on Nextdoor. I'm just very passionate. And now we're friends. It's like,
it's so funny.
Yeah, because we were like diametrically opposed to to things. But I mean, like the thing is, I mean, obviously, we want to be impartial as the Good Morning Marco podcast.
Correct. Yes.
So officially, we've not taken a position other than vote for Milton the Manatee.
Yes, I have seen that. Elections. I have followed.
But of course, there are things that people said on those podcasts that I disagreed with, and there's also things that I strongly agreed with.
Correct.
But I mean, like, it's not our job to pass the judgment on that. I mean, sometimes it is. If it's a conversation between just the two of us, then like that's all that we can do is just like discuss about it and say this is a stupid idea. It's like this seems disrespectful. It's like, well, no, actually, they might be right. Yeah, I love this experiment that we've done, and I'm excited to see where both this and this grows.
Absolutely, me too. I'm very excited for both of you guys. I mean, I've been a loyal listener since the beginning of the podcast. I haven't listened to every episode, but I've probably listened to more than half, like probably 75% of them. And it's just hard to find time to listen working. Yeah. When you have your own business and you have kids.
Well, the episodes, all the city council episodes had to be like an hour long because we couldn't have fit everything that we wanted to talk about it.
And I did listen to every single one.
Good.
So before the election, I listened to them.
They're going to get shorter, so there'll be more time.
Yeah, and whenever you guys open the location on Marco, we'll come do a live there.
That's a really good idea.
Oh, that would be really
do a live from the...
One of Haley's ideas for marketing here is once we get like super consistent, because right now we get pockets of like, wow, we're slammed, okay, dead for an hour and then slammed again. We want to do like an Instagram live on the inside of the trolley to like show us like the process of whipping and mixing all the drinks and everything.
Cool.
So we'll get there once we like have the people and the resources to do that.
Do you guys have a TikTok page?
We had a TikTok page, and then Haley got a new phone number, and her old TikTok, the Bean TikTok, was connected with that one. And so yeah, so we no longer have a TikTok page. That's okay because none of us do TikTok. It's okay.
I will say my favorite video I've seen on y'all's socials is Brock dressed up as the donut.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was hilarious.
That was unexpected. So that was, I believe, our first week open here at the trolley, full week. We're like, Brock, because it's pretty slow. Like, no one knows we're open. They've seen the trolley sitting here for weeks, and, like, we're finally open. I'm like, can you wear the donut costume and, like, kind of wave at people on the street? He goes out there. He starts doing push-ups. He starts, like, planking. He's doing, like, jumping jacks. I mean, and Brock is, like, jacked, too. Like, I didn't realize... Like, he is inside the trolley holding onto, like, the frame going upside down. I'm like, wow. So, yeah, when he gets going, he gets going. So that was a surprise to us,
Brock is like an avid, like, rock climber. And yes. I've seen, he's like a spider monkey. He's I'd love to see him and Keon compete in some sort of rock climbing tournament or something.
That would be cool.
That'd be fun. Make it happen.
That's funny.
If you were to be wearing the donut costume, what would you do differently?
Well, I have worn the donut costume many a times, and typically when I'm wearing it, I'm making drinks, so it gets very messy very quick. So I try to not wear it, but I have done the waving on the side of the road with the donut costume. I don't work out. I don't rock climb. I wave.
So,
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
so we're just about out of time here. Tristan, is there any if you were to say anything to the people at home, give a
Yeah.
final closing arguments, if you were to look into that camera right there and say anything to the people,
Yeah.
what would it be?
You know, I just want to say thank you to the Marco Island community. I mean, everyone has been super receptive of like us at the farmers market, and it's been incredible. I mean, we have regulars, we have like friends that will probably have friends for years or for life now out of starting the business. And just it's been a true blessing. Like God has really blessed this business and like had his hand on this every step of the way and provided for us when we needed it. And it's just been really encouraging. So kind of just thank you to Marco Island, like to everybody. You know, it's been really neat to have that support from the people that we've grown up with. I mean, I'm 26 now. I was 10 years old when we moved to Marco, and so for the last 16 years, like I've really felt that support. So it's just been awesome.
That's wonderful. So, where can they find you guys?
Okay, well, you can find us at a few places. We are The Bean on Facebook. Just The Bean. You might have to type in The Bean Marco Island to get it to pop up because there's like 50 The Beans across the country. If you're looking for us on Instagram, we have The Bean Cafes, which is our like big account. And we have The Bean Trolley Cafe, which is specific just to the trolley, which is where we're filming. And yeah, you can also find us on our website, thebeancafes.com. You can pre-order donuts, you can pre-order coffees, all of that fun stuff, and there is no minimum order. So we just do next day delivery. It's free delivery on Marco Island, free pickup at the trolley. Really, you can't get a better deal, and all of our donuts can be customized and tailored to your exact needs, all included in our donut pricing.
That's so. I love the pitch. If one more thing, if someone's never tried anything from here before, what's your recommendation as first thing to try?
Oh my gosh, if they come to the trolley and you're not gluten-free, a hot glazed donut. If you come to the trolley and you are gluten-free, the chocolate cake donut with vanilla icing. That is the food side. If you're looking for a drink, definitely the Lotus energy drinks. Right now I'm drinking, we have a drink called the Trolley Twist. It's our Blue Lotus, our lemonade, and a blue raspberry. Mine is cotton candy because I have like an extra sweet tooth. But they're all super good. They have
That's great.
that healthy, clean energy in there. Not too much caffeine, but just enough to get your day going.
Nice. If you are low carb, definitely get the egg bites because I've had egg bites from every place that serves egg bites, and I will never get egg bites anywhere else ever again. I despise Starbucks and Dunkin' egg bites compared to these. Like, it is no comparison. I'm not just saying that. Like, I'm being 100% for real. Well, Tristan, it's been an enlightening conversation on this very special episode of the Good
Yes.
Morning Marco podcast.
Honestly, probably my favorite.
Really?
I think so.
Cool.
I'm also just like very into coffee.
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, this is technically this is like our third episode that coffee has been a huge topic of conversation.
It's true. I saw that plug in the Stephen Gray and Tamara Goller episode. The bean plug.
Yes,
I saw the plug in that episode.
We gave you a pretty big plug in the Jolly Bridge episode too.
I'm halfway through that one, so I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, well, that one. Okay, just talking real quick. That one, I was so upset about the reception of that.
Oh, no.
Immediately, because we posted it, and within the first week, it's got like 60 views, which for the Pickle Jar podcast, that's incredible. For Good Morning Marco, that is abysmal.
It's an abysmal statistic, I tell you.
Yeah. Our statistics are a lot less abysmal now, by the way. But I wouldn't say. Okay, anyway. So then what happened was I was expecting it to get a massive boost because I posted it on the all that information that I got on the Jolly Bridge episode was from that Facebook group Growing Up Marco Island.
Oh yeah, Growing Up Marco Island. Yeah,
Which
I'm a part of that group.
I love the group
I
so
do too.
much.
I love seeing old Marco.
However, they have a very, very strict rule about no advertising. And because it was our first sponsored episode,
Oh no.
it was taken off the group because of
gosh.
our sponsor segment. And I wasn't about to do that to Keon to remove the to remove it from there. So yeah, we ended up getting it taken off that page, but then during the election, I was just like, I was looking at it and it was sitting at 83 views. And all the election episodes had upwards of 150 views at that point. And I was just like, the Jolly Bridge episode needs some love. So I posted like a whole thing, like a blurb. I wrote up something for it for the Marco Island Life Facebook group. I posted it, and now it's sitting at like 230 views.
That's awesome.
So now it's one of our higher viewed episodes.
The Marco Island Life and the Everything Marco Island groups, those two groups have been really good about letting people post and stuff. Like, we've posted a lot, and honestly, I would say 80% of our like mobile coffee delivery orders and stuff come from Facebook.
That's cool.
So it's been really
definitely going to have to get some admins of those accounts or of those pages on the podcast at some point. But with that being said, Jordan, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at JGKraley03. You can also find me at poeticpaths_. And there might be potentially a new project coming up, hopefully by the time we have the next episode.
Ooh, okay.
So fingers crossed. Ryan.
I was feeling alone there for a second. I was like, were you going to ask me something?
I forgot what I was going to ask you, actually. No, I'm kidding. Ryan, where can they find you?
You can find me at www.ryanmsullivan.com. I've got all my stuff there. I've got my music. I've got my my editing side projects. I've got all of the podcasts, and then all my social media is linked on there. But if you want to go direct to Instagram, you can also find me at Real Ryan Sullivan. That's RealRyanSullivan.
Are you going to make a jingle?
Maybe. Number 7, number 1, number 4, number 2, number 6, number 5, number 3. Thank you very much to number 7.
Thank you for rating us number 1.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you should put that on the trolley. Good Morning Marco ranked number 1.
Ooh, yeah, actually. Yeah, we got some stickers for you. Ooh.
I have a
Where
bunch of them.
can they go if they want Good Morning Marco stickers? Because
So
it's our first
for
episode.
Good Morning Marco stickers, you can go, hopefully, here at the Bean.
Yeah,
Wink,
we'll
nudge,
give you
nudge.
a stack of stickers if you want to carry some stickers.
You can find them at Cavaculture Marco Island. You can find them at Pink Hibiscus. You can find them at the Blue Mangrove Gallery. You can see our sticker up at the brewery, but they don't have our stickers. Other than that, if you guys have any specific places you would like to see us drop some, we've got a whole lot.
Let us know in the comments. We got a whole bunch of stickers, and we can always get more. We will have hats and t-shirts available just in time for Christmas season. So stay tuned for that. And with that, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean the most, and we will see you all in the next one.
Adios.
No. Bye.